hard work, this.
Always was. Still, best way of keeping sheep where they should be.
That's what my dad always said. Time for a flask, I think.
Oh, best thing you've said all morning.
How's your Jan getting on looking after our Victoria?
How's she getting on? She's loving it. Just waits for her to wake up so she can give her a cuddle.
I hope she's letting Victoria get her sleep.
What are you joking? Jan's good with babies. Only hope looking after yours that start putting ideas into her head.
What, you and her having another go?
Yeah, I've had enough of nappies and teething rings. Is that what got Sarah down?
Sarah loves Victoria.
I know she does. Only she's different from us, isn't she?
How do you mean?
Oh, she wasn't brought up on a farm, was she? So I suppose she expects a bit more out of life. How's she getting on with this new job of hers?
Oh, fine, from what I hear. We certainly hear plenty.
Aye.
Yeah, about the job, about the bloke she works for, Professor McKinnon. Only he's already Andrew as far as Sarah's concerned.
I suppose with them working together. Don't worry. Novelty will soon wear off.
Will it?
Luke?
Look, I've got to get to the science block.
The bell's not rung yet. You know what I want to talk to you about, don't you?
Look, what goes on between you and Dad's your business.
What your father needs at the moment is the support of his family, not people storming out in a huff.
Talk to Jessica then, not me.
I will, don't worry. But at the moment, I'm talking to you. I don't know what's got into you lately.
I've got to go.
I won't have any more of it. Do you hear? The bottom line is politeness. Get off me.
Let me explain.
Too late.
Mrs. McAllister, can I have a word? There's a pastoral matter we need to discuss.
Now?
Well, it's pretty urgent. Let's go to my office, shall we?
Will this take long?
As long as it takes. At least it's not about a member of your family.
There's no reason why it should be.
We've got a new pupil from Overlea Comprehensive. Now, the fact is, she was too much for them to handle and they asked her to leave.
She sounds a bit of a problem.
Yes, well, the local authority think we can handle it.
I see.
She's bright but disruptive. Terrible home background. But I'm sure somebody of your experience can do something for her.
It's a bad time of year to be bringing somebody new into the group.
Yes, well, needs must, I'm afraid.
I'll do my best.
Thank you. Tina, this is Mrs. McAllister. Meet your new pupil, Tina Dingle.
Come in, Tina, and close the door. You can sit down if you like.
I won't bother. I won't be staying long, will I?
I didn't choose this any more than you did. And I'd like to think we could keep our private lives separate from school. From what the head was saying, it seems your GCSE grades were well above average.
I'm not thick, you know.
I'm glad to hear it. It would be a shame to waste a good brain.
Up to me, ain't it?
You're here, so I presume that means you want to learn. You can be sure I will do my very best to help you.
You!
Look, Tina, I know that outside school there are difficulties between us. But in here, you're a pupil and I'm a teacher, and I'd like to think we could keep it on that level.
Oh, I bet you would.
If we can't, it won't be through any lack of trying on my part. I've been doing this job for a good many years, and I think I know how to do it.
Do you?
I want you to do well here, and I want to help you. As far as I'm concerned, any differences between us will be outside school, and I'd like to think it's the same for you.
Yes, miss.
Thank you. Hello, Caroline.
Hello, Eric.
Been working, have you?
Yep.
Everything all right?
What do you think, Eric? It's awful what's happening to Alan.
Well, things will be all right for him soon when I become his partner.
How do you make that out?
Well, it's obvious, isn't it? The job's been getting too much for him for a while now. And it's not doing him any good being so close to temptation every day.
That could be the chicken and the egg. Maybe if he felt more in control of things, he wouldn't need to drink so much.
Well, it's gone too far. He's lost his grip. He can't hang on there even if he wants to. He's up to here in debt.
How do you know?
I've seen his books. Not to mention bailing him out a few times in a big way.
Couldn't you help him now, instead of taking everything away from him?
Caroline, I would if I could.
just in time.
It's you.
Don't suppose you want to see any of my family right now?
I wouldn't say that.
If Kathy won't speak to you, then I suppose somebody has to.
Kathy and I are over.
You can't throw away another human being just like that, Chris.
I didn't throw Kathy away, not without provocation. She made it pretty clear she didn't want me.
She stayed with you, she looked after you.
And that was it, wasn't it? She did her duty. There was no love, no affection. She's more like a nurse than a wife. How do you think it felt to be treated like that?
Don't you dare make excuses for something you've done.
I don't want to make excuses. I love Rachel. She loves me. We can have a baby.
So Kathy can just go jump as far as you're concerned, can she? Have you seen the state she's in? She won't come out of the house. She can't even get out of bed. That's all down to you.
You can't blame me for that. What about what happened between her and the doctor?
You humiliated her. She just needed some companionship.
That's still no reason to get involved with a married man.
She wasn't involved. Not in the way you mean.
Oh, you would say that, wouldn't you?
Look, Mum's been to see him. It was all a misunderstanding. Kathy just needed to think that somebody loved her.
Are you saying she made it all up?
I'm saying, whatever she's done, it's all your fault, Chris. I hope you're really pleased with yourself.
Yeah, that's right. I were expelled. Assaulting a member of staff. It were a crap place anyway.
So what do you come here for?
Oh, they don't get rid of me that easy. Well, look who it is.
Hello, Tina.
Hello, Tina. Who do you think you are talking to me?
Look, I'm on my way home.
Home to your murdering brother. Why not? It's true. Your brother killed my brother.
Look, he didn't do anything, so just leave me alone.
The Dingles don't forget that sort of thing. Your brother's not going to get away with it.
Look, just leave me alone.
What's going on here? Leave her alone.
Who says?
I will not have bullying at this school.
Won't you?
Oh, that hurts.
No, don't you dare! Get off me!
You leave Jess alone.
Don't touch me!
Mr. McAllister, what's going on here?
Nothing I can't handle.
Tina?
Jessica bumped into me, sir.
Yeah, it was an accident.
It's all under control.
So long as it is.
Of course.
And you?
Of course. Of course.
Right, my darling, I'll have a pint of bitter for me and one for the lad.
Hey, I'm not a lad.
Well, I'm still a girl to my mama. Look at me.
And you still look like a girl.
I'll get a word.
Hello.
Hello, it's not your shift. What are you doing here?
I've not come to work. I've come to see you.
How's Kathy?
She's very down. She made a mistake about Dr. McAllister.
Well, I'm not surprised after all she's been through.
It'll soon be forgotten.
Wish I could persuade her of that.
Well, what do you want to see me about?
It's a bit private.
In the back?
In the back.
I wonder what all that was about.
Search me.
It's obvious, isn't it?
Come on. Yes.
Usual, please, Alan. Just dropped in to say I'll be around in the morning to sort out our little bit of business, okay?
Yes.
I'll have the papers. All you have to do is just sign on the dotted line. I'll need the books.
Oh, well, Caroline's got them.
What's it got to do with her?
She knew I was worried about them. She's just trying to help.
I'm helping you? Why should anyone else poke their nose in? Caroline?
Morning.
Done the shopping already?
Woolpack's accounts.
Ah, yes. Must be a long time since you've done any accounting, eh?
Surprising how it all came back, actually.
Ah, but it's changed, my dear. You know, the easy, stupid regulations. I hate to be rude.
So do I, Eric, but I'm freezing out here. You must be about to solidify.
And I've got a chum who could look at them. He's a professional.
If I get stuck.
I've been trying to avoid this. Shirley, you know, she really took him for a ride.
So?
So the harsh facts might not sound so good coming from you. I mean, you and Alan nearly got married, and he ended up with a Well, with the tart.
For goodness sake, Eric.
You telling him that she nearly robbed him blind could sound as though it... sour grapes. Whereas if I...
Look, all I'm interested in are the books.
Of course.
And if you're worried about not getting what Alan owes you, don't be. I'm sure he wouldn't cheat you.
Ridiculous, isn't it? Never thought I'd have to knock on my own front door.
It's not your house anymore. Did you want something?
Yeah, just came for a chat, see how you are.
Came for a laugh, you mean? Now you've shown the world that you're still all man, well, I've become the laughingstock of the village.
Morning!
If you're so desperate for female company, what's wrong with the little slut? Or don't you two have time to talk?
Oh, for God's sake.
Or Betty, even. She likes a good chinwag. I've got better things to do.
Oh no, somebody help me. It's Anne Grenade's daughter. It's Anne Harrod, but to you it's Mrs. McAllister.
No. They call her Anne Grenade, see, because she explodes before you can count to 10. Ripped me best dress, she did. Now you know where Luke but don't touch gets it from. You mad and all, eh?
Hey, leave her alone.
Why? You gonna whip me? Kill her?
Leave it, Luke, she's mental.
You want to keep that pretty face of yours on the front of your head? You'll keep your gob shut.
Oh, come on, Jess, it's no good talking to her.
So don't try.
What happened to your brother was an accident.
I know that's what your fancy solicitor said. Must be nice to buy your way off a murder charge.
It wasn't like that.
You hit him, you killed him. If you come near me again, my brothers, the ones that are left, that is, will make what that woman in America did to her husband look like cosmetic surgery.
How's it going?
Fine.
Glass of wine? What's some sherry? You're very partial to sherry, aren't you?
Alan, I'm trying to do these accounts. But you keep coming in every 5 minutes. It's hard enough. Look, I've had more coffee than the Gold Blend couple.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but...
I'll tell you what. I'll have a large brandy when I've finished, OK? Now, you give me all the invoices.
Yes? Yes, they're all together in this drawer here. Why?
I must have missed something. I'll sort it.
Yes. Yes, I'm sure you will.
Oh, hi! You going for your dinner?
Yeah.
Don't expect him to have anything ready for you.
Sorry?
Christopher. He's had a very busy morning.
Oh, yeah?
I think it's nice. Not like me and Wally. He didn't have a good word for me afterwards. I had a good word for him, but not one you could use in polite company.
I'm sorry, Betty, but you've completely lost me.
You're Christopher. Well, I suppose he is yours now, yours and the little uns. And Kathy. I saw him calling on her this morning. I thought that was really nice, considering. 'Cause there's not many men would, and there's not many women in your position who'd stand for it.
Well, as you may have noticed, our generation do things differently. In fact, it was my idea he went to see her, actually.
Thanks, Alan.
It's not that bad, surely.
I think you ought to sit down. I don't know what to say. It doesn't add up.
It's all right. I do know. Eric explained it all to me a while back. She really did take me in, didn't she?
No, Alan, she didn't. Well, that's the way it's been made to look. In fact, the real discrepancies all occurred after Shirley's death.
Don't understand.
I think you do. Didn't even make a decent job of covering his tracks. He thought no one would see those books until after he'd taken over this pub.
What do you mean, Eric? He's my best friend.
Well, you know what they say. A friend's like that.
Oh, hello.
Peggy needed a walk.
Dad was just asking how you were.
Yeah, I'm fine.
I suppose you working for a doctor, there's no need for me to ask if you're getting all the health care, whatever.
No. No, there isn't.
Good of you to ask, though.
Yeah, well, it was just a flying visit.
Thanks for coming.
You can return the compliment, you know. You know where we live.
Yeah, we might take you up on that, eh, Rachel?
Yeah. Kim and I could have a chat about skiing.
Well, I best be off. Come on, Dick.
How long's he been here?
Just a flying visit, like you said.
So, what you been doing with yourself this morning?
Not much.
No? Not what I heard.
There you are, Alan. Get that down, you.
No, I think there's been a bit too much of that, don't you?
What are you going to do?
Oh, my first instinct was to go into the bar and ask Jack if I could borrow his shotgun, but there's been too much of that too, hasn't there?
You fooled me as well, Alan.
But he took so much. I don't just mean the money, I mean... I suppose I deserve that in a way, but not Shirley.
I'll go and look after the bar.
You did right to tell me, lass.
Frighten me, Dad.
They think just because they've got money, they're better than us. Well, this is the right place to teach her a lesson. Right, missus. This time it bloody stops!
What's going on?
That cow and her murdering son, that's what's going on. And it's about time you did something about it! Should have seen the marks on our Tina's back. I was going to call the police, me, but lass wouldn't have it. Frightened she'd get picked on at school if she did.
I can assure you, Mr. Dingle, there'll be no victimisation of anyone here.
You can assure all you like, but those kids of hers were picking on Tina this morning. Poor lassie's petrified.
Oh, for goodness sake, Headmaster, anyone would think Mr. Dingle's family were little angels.
No, lady. Just one of them.
I shall, of course, be speaking to Mrs. McAllister's children myself, Mr. Dingle, to make sure they understand the seriousness of the position.
It's not the kids that bother me, mister, it's her. She hasn't denied attacking my daughter, and she shouldn't be allowed near anyone else's kids.
Of course I deny attacking your daughter. It was
Well,
she...
how does she explain this, then? She tore that from our Tina's back, and in front of everyone. I want something done about her, and I want it doing now. And if you won't do it, I'll find someone who will.
Come on, sweetheart.
It was that old bat, wasn't it, Betty?
It's got nothing to do with Betty. It's to do with you and me.
Oh, I didn't think it was. It was to do with me and Kathy.
You don't think that's anything to do with me?
I knew you wouldn't understand.
But you haven't given me a chance.
I was trying to avoid a row.
Well, next time you arrange an assignation, do it on the mall, somewhere where you won't get found out.
It wasn't an assignation.
No? Going to see your ex-wife? What was it then, Chris? Did you want to tell her you were in perfect working order, so if she wanted you back, she...
Look, you of all people know it's not like that.
I thought I did. Now, will you excuse me, please? I don't want to be late back to work.
Well, I think she's all right. She's only trying to prove herself.
Who to?
She doesn't need to prove herself to Frank.
Whoever's boss, hey, at least we've got jobs.
Ah, but it's whose jobs we've got, isn't it? When I was gamekeeper, you wouldn't catch me in here wasting good day leave. I knew how to pace myself. That's why I could afford to take long dinner break. I knew what I was doing.
How's Kathy feeling now, Mrs. Bates? Any better?
She's okay, David, but I don't see her being back at work for a while yet.
She left her Watterson and all. She could swing lead a bit when she was one of them, but not now.
Kathy happens to be good at her job.
That don't make no difference.
Afternoon, gentlemen.
Are you all right, Alan?
Better than I've been for a long time. There.
How does that look?
That looks grand, Mr. Turner. I've missed her.
Yes, sir. So am I.
I shouldn't be having to justify myself like this. The Dingles are known troublemakers. This is just another part of it.
You should still have known better than to get involved in a brawl.
I was stopping a brawl, not getting involved in it.
And your son was defending himself against young Ben Dingle.
You know he was.
And this morning's little episode? Him threatening a young girl?
He stopped her from bullying Jessica.
Oh, yes. The other member of your family. You all seem irresistibly drawn to the Dingles.
It's them, not us.
Oh, how many times have we heard that? Wasn't me, miss, it was him. How often is it not? 6 of one, half a dozen of the other?
Do you really believe that? That we go around provoking trouble?
I don't know what I believe. Other than that there's a singular lack of judgment on all your parts for getting involved. Especially you. I don't know how tenable the governors will consider your position if this sort of thing continues.
You're not serious.
We have to consider the school's position, Mrs. McAllister. It's nothing personal, but the school must come first.
Thank you. How was Chris?
Oh, fine. Insists he's coping. What's going to happen when the novelty wears off, but, well, that's his problem.
Was Rachel there?
Oh, yeah, popped in. Exchanged hostilities. I left.
Yes, she's not Kathy, is she?
Maybe that's the attraction. Nobody can accuse Rachel of being too nice.
What did you say that upset her?
Why would it be anything I said? I didn't know whether it was me or Chris she was mad at.
Yeah, well, pregnant women do have mood changes, I suppose.
Oh, yeah.
Try and keep on the right side of it, though, if you want the chance to indulge your first grandchild.
I wonder where she stands on inherited wealth.
Rachel might seem principled, Frank, over things like fox hunting or the ozone layer. But you can bet her principles go flying out the window if there's money at stake.
Yes! That's 2 pints, yours.
I thought you were chauffeuring your mum and Sarah Sugden.
I don't approve of drinking and driving, especially when it's my round.
I've taken some wine by nothing, and they're getting a taxi back.
Well, come on then, Seth. Get your hands in your pocket.
It's a right good neat for poaching to eat. Now, if I were you, I'd...
Have a pint.
If you ask me, David, your best chance of keeping on top of the poaching is to stick close to Seth.
That last brace of pheasants you'll get.
I don't often drink wine.
I used to. Since being with Jack, though, I've started drinking pints of beer.
Well, why, if you like wine?
I honestly don't know. You know, since I started working with Andrew, I've been thinking a lot. When Jack and I got together, I turned my back on my old way of life. Oh, right. You're still happy with him, aren't you? Oh, yeah. But being a farmer's wife? No. A farmer. I insisted on being called a farmer. I really went for it, though. Organics, lambing, shearing, all the time trying to prove that I was as good as Jack. Anyway, whatever I was doing it for, I'm not sure I was doing it for the right reason.
Well, sounds to me you were doing it because you love Jack.
He used to take the mickey out of the way I lived before. Going skiing, coming to wine bars.
Well, he did take you skiing.
Oh, it's the dry slope at Skipdale.
Well,
I mean, can you see Ned and Jack coming here on a lad's night out?
seeing as you ask.
Since working with Andrew, since working with my mind, I've just realised how much I was missing it all.
Well, you got the best of both worlds now. You got a smashing husband and you got something to stimulate your brain cells.
And my palate. Fancy another bottle? I hate eating on an empty stomach.
Can we talk?
You really want to?
Yeah, of course.
Then why didn't you before you went to Kathy instead of after?
Okay, forget it. I wanted to talk. You went around.
No. But I want to talk about why you didn't tell me what you were planning.
Because I knew you wouldn't understand.
Chris, this is me, Rachel. Not Kathy. We're different. I mean, you said it yourself. You can talk to me and I'll listen.
I'm just wondering why that stopped.
You seem to think it's all my fault. Well, I'd have told you at lunchtime if I'd had the chance, but no, you'd already tried me and found me guilty and sentenced me to 200 hours community sulking.
So you don't think I've got a right to be upset?
You know, you think you're so different to Kathy. But she said exactly the same thing. That I was trying to boast about my manhood by going round there.
What, she said that?
Just before she slammed the door in my face.
You didn't go inside?
It's not been my day, has it?
We've got the whole world against us, Chris.
Dad came round today. That was progress.
He came to see you, not me. Listen, if we don't stick together, we don't stand a chance. The choice is yours.
Does your professor come here much?
Oh, yeah. He's a bachelor. He doesn't like cooking for one all the time.
Seems to know a lot about him. So you're not just talking about sonnets and things like that, then?
No.
I hate talking to people like that. They make me feel nervous. You know, like I'm going to say something stupid or something.
Oh, I felt like that at first with Andrew, but I just kept nodding and smiling. Eventually, he asked if he'd said something stupid because I was grinning all the time.
Sounds like a great boss. Better than the one I work for.
You mean me? Or Alan Turner?
Mr. Turner. Do you know, I reckon he must have drunk most of last year's profits.
We can knock it. I've spent my first week's wages in this past 2 hours.
But in that case, I'm spend some more of mine. Hey, do you fancy a brandy?
Not seeing Dolores tonight, then?
She was thinking of bringing Linda.
I don't think that'd be a good idea, somehow.
Oh, and you're hot, eh? A week ago you had 3 of them chasing after you, now you're in the pub with the lads on.
Hey, you want to think about picking up a few tips from Seth there?
What are you drinking, Nick?
Don't look that desperate.
No, I'm serious, you know. Listen, if you want to know about women, he was married for 100 years and now he's living with Betty Eggleton. He's doing a damn sight better than me and you. Isn't that right, Seth?
It is, lad. Aye. It's an art form. Same as handling any wild animal, cunning and guile. Remember when I taught you an archery how to trout?
I do, yeah. I lost my watch in the river.
Aye. You see, you have to know the ways. You have to be patient. If you want to see a badger, you go out at night when they're about. If you want to tickle trout, you go down up river and you find a right nice shady spot and make sure your watch is secure.
What's all this got to do with women, Seth?
I'm the clue, but just look at this lot, hanging on every word.
Seth was just showing us how to make a slime ball curious. And it worked.
You might regret having said that when his pub changes hands, Sonny. Oh, Caroline. Bookkeeper, barmaid. Is there any end to your talents, eh?
Eric, I thought I heard your dulcet tones. Would you spare me a moment?
Yes, old boy. What can I do for you?
I think you've done enough, don't you?
I'm sorry?
I know what's happened, Eric. Caroline's worked it out for me.
Sorry. You've lost me for the
Don't
moment.
push me! I'll tear your head off your shoulders.
It's hardly a way of speaking to somebody you owe thousands of pounds to.
According to whose figures?
Look, if this is some pathetic, drunken way of...
Don't worry, you'll get what's coming to you.
If Caroline's made a mess of those accounts...
You know she hasn't. You lied to me, Eric. You cheated me. But the one thing I'll never forgive you for, you've robbed me of the chance of mourning my wife properly. I want you to go away from here and never come back. Now!
You'll regret this.
Go the back way! You set foot in my bar for the last time. Oh, and Eric. Oh! That's from Shirley.
Do you want the paper? Oh, come on, Rachel. I don't want it to be like this between us.
Nor do I.
It's like being married.
Is this how you think it would be if we were?
No. It's just how it always seemed to be between me and Kathy.
At the end, you were happy once.
Maybe. Can't remember that far back.
We're never going to get anywhere unless we're honest with each other.
Look, just because I went to see her, I mean, it doesn't mean I care about her. We live in the same village. I'm bound to run into her sometimes.
It's a little bit more than that, isn't it, Chris? If you've lived with someone for that long, you've got to still have feelings for them.
She just made such a fool of herself with that doctor. I feel sort of responsible, I guess.
Yeah, well, I can understand that. But maybe you ought to try to understand how I feel.
But it's not going to affect you and me.
Oh, Chris, get real. People in the village will always rally round Kathy. She's a professional victim. Everyone feels sorry for her.
That's a bit unfair.
I mean, your dad only tolerates me because I'm carrying a taped baby. Your baby, Chris.
Our baby.
Yeah, well, I hope so. Because if I haven't got you behind me, I'm on my own in this village.
Do you think Chris and Rachel will make a go of it?
You know how I feel about Rachel. Just wish he'd never got involved with her.
She's still carrying my grandchild.
That's just a biological fact. It doesn't mean they're going to be happy.
Gives me plenty to think about. Family's family.
Meaning?
That kid deserves a good start in life.
It's not even born yet, Frank.
It doesn't stop me from making plans. I'm thinking of setting up a trust fund for the baby.
Good idea. Just don't tell Chris about it yet.
Eh?
I think you should leave Chris, Rachel and Kathy a bit of time to sort this out for themselves. Mention of taped money might just ring the wrong bells with Rachel.
You don't think she's after his money?
Our money? I don't know. I don't understand what makes that young lady tick. I'm just telling you to be careful. I'm not trying to interfere, Frank. It's just every time you try and help your kids, they always seem to end up throwing it back in your face.
Don't mind me.
Zoe?
Oh, Kathy, you really ought to try and eat something, love.
I'm not hungry.
All right, all right.
Hello, Caroline. We need to talk.
I've got nothing to say to you.
At least just let me come in.
No, it's not convenient. Kathy's not well.
It won't take a moment. Hello, Kathy. Sorry to hear you're not very well.
Look, just say what you've come for.
I need to explain things. There seems to be a terrible misunderstanding between us.
I don't think there's any misunderstanding. I think the situation is quite clear.
My dear lady...
I am not your dear lady. And anything there ever was between us is well and truly over.
I can assure you that...
And nothing you say is going to change that.
But you're making a terrible
Look, just get out of this house and do me a favour, don't come back.
Caroline...
Out!
Dolores. Dolores.
What?
We need to talk.
Lost.
We can sort all this out, you know.
As far as I'm concerned, it's sorted.
Well, at least hear me out.
Oh, I wouldn't want to make you late for class. I mean, you've got your exams to think about, haven't you?
Well, we could meet up after school. Take a ride and talk and have a drink or something.
Haven't you got the message yet? Funny how no one seems to want to go out with a murderer, ain't it?
It's not like that, Tina.
Your parents may be able to buy a verdict for you, but that don't change now.
At least let me explain my side of it.
How about Sarah?
Same. Good to see them getting out enjoying themselves, eh?
Yeah, that's right, I think, and all.
Of course, it does make things a bit awkward. What with Sarah being out so much. I mean, not that I'm complaining, you understand. It's the kids I'm worried about, not myself.
Are you expecting any deliveries?
Eh?
That van down there, I ain't seen that before.
Not me neither.
Poachers?
Come on, Ned.
Easiest deal I've ever made. 200 quid when we deliver. Nice little job, Dad. Candy from a baby, innit? Not if Jack Sugden catches us here now.
Ah, it's no good. We're never going to get them.
Well, let's see if we scare him off then.
Suppose we're after our sheep.
You're going to have to keep our eyes skinned from now on.
Now, I've made a few inquiries, and with the equity I've still got in the pub, I should be able to raise a loan from the brewery quite easily.
So you've got nothing to fear from Eric Pollard?
Exactly. Of course, we'd have to dress the application up a bit, say it's for improvements or changing the image of the place.
Well, maybe that might not be such a bad idea.
A man could die of thirst in this pub. It is still a pub, is it?
Yes, of course it is, sir, and it always will be. Now, what can I get you?
It's your money, Frank. You can do what you like with it.
Yeah, I know, but I'd rather take Chris and Zoe along with us. A lot of things have happened. My heart attack, us getting married again, and now this new grandchild that nobody expected. It's all family business. It affects them.
And me.
Well, of course, but I thought you and me were agreed on all this. I don't want there to be any misunderstandings about where it leaves Chris and Zoe.
There she is now.
Okay, just leave me to explain things, will you? Please?
Hi, Zoe. Hello.
Hi.
Does Rachel know you're here?
She's working at the Woolpack tonight.
So rather than have a quiet evening in, you thought you'd come here uncloaked?
It's not like that, Kathy.
No? I bet you two are having a real good laugh about what's happened.
No one is laughing at you.
I know what people are saying in the village. I know I've made a complete fool of myself. You must be loving every minute of it.
I never wanted to see you hurt like this.
That's why you went off with Rachel, is it? 'Cause you have my best interests at heart.
I went because our marriage was over. We both knew that. Doesn't mean we can't be friends.
Friends? Are you telling me you want to be civilized about all this? You'd be asking me to come and babysit next.
I can understand how you feel, Kathy.
You don't know the half of it.
That we both said a lot of things that maybe we shouldn't have in the end. That's what happens when marriages break up.
Like I hate you.
You don't hate me. Any more than I hate you. God, we've been through too much for that. And just because we're not together anymore, it doesn't mean that I don't care about what happens to you.
I wish I could believe that.
That's why I came. I don't want to fight anymore.
Me neither. I don't think I've got any fight left in me. I just don't know what to do, or who to turn to.
I've arranged to see somebody from the brewery next week.
Good. That'll give you a chance to think about what sort of changes you want to make to this place.
Yeah, well, I'm not entirely convinced the place needs any changes. And you know what they say, if it isn't broken, don't mend it.
Hey, you did the right thing sorting Eric Pollard out, Mr. Turner. Long overdue. Well done.
Well, I always have my customers' best interests at heart, David. That's what makes this place so popular.
Popular. Hate to see the place when it's doing badly.
Well, it's often quiet on a Thursday.
What do you lads think would bring more customers in?
Speak freely. We aim to please. Nothing is so perfect that it can't do with a few minor adjustments. And you obviously like the ambience, otherwise you wouldn't be here.
Yeah, well, there's only this place at Malt Shovel, and that's a piss.
What's the matter with this place?
It's dead. I've seen more life in a tramp's vest.
Yeah, you never put out on for the likes of us. I mean, it's all right for Wrinklies. They're satisfied with 3Ds.
I beg pardon?
Dominoes, darts and death. We want a bit more than that.
Sorry, Mr. Turner. You did ask our opinion.
Yeah, much obliged, I'm sure. Well, perhaps we better think about a few changes after all.
I think we've just ruined Alan Turner's evening.
Oh, he asked for it. Mind you, if he was running raves in here every night, I don't cheer you up. The mood you're in.
It's his love life. What's wrong with it? He ain't got one.
OK, there's no need to rub it in.
So I screwed up, Paul. Could have been happy with Dolores, or Linda, or both. Oh, dream on, kid. It's back to the drawing board for you. Don't know if it's worth it. The way my parents are going on. Sounds like we'll be packing up and moving on soon anyway.
There's more darn than sock in these now, Ned.
Ah, they'll see the winter out.
Just don't take your boots off in public.
Right.
Hey, I want to talk to you before you go up.
Oh, what have I done now?
It's what you haven't done that's more important. Look, there's going to be no peace between you and our Linda till she's got that job back.
I've admitted I was wrong about that.
Well, to us, maybe.
Are you saying I should go and see Zoe Tate?
Well, you mess things up. It's up to you to put them right. Well, what's stopping you? Pride. I thought you were a bigger man than that, Ned. I hope you're not going to prove me wrong.
Ah, it's got to be done, I suppose.
Sooner the better.
Dad, is that derelict old van really worth 200 quid? Remind me not to let you negotiate any deals. A thing is worth what you can get for it. Second rule of trading.
What's the first rule?
Don't stand around blathering or you get caught. Now get on with it.
Right.
Sarah,
What is it?
that van I saw earlier, the poachers.
Are they after the sheep?
They've got the caravan. Call the police. I'll go after them.
What's going on?
We're moving.
We can't be. We are? Oh, am I dreaming?
Well, if I'm not, you are not.
Oh, 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 oh!
There's 2 old-age pensioners in there. Yeah, Seth Armstrong and Betty Eggleton.
They got away.
Did you get the registration number of the van? No, I'm afraid we didn't get the registration number. Can you give them a description?
Hello. Yeah, it was a battered van. Blue, Bedford, I think. Looked like there were 2 men inside, but I didn't really get a close look. You've got to catch them. Yeah, of course. Will you let us know if there's any news? Thanks. Oh. PC Wilson's out on patrol. You probably spot them on the road. They're going to give him a radio.
Being kidnapped, Seth.
Don't talk daft. We ain't got nought, and who'll pay a ransom for us? Who'd want to kidnap us?
Terrorists, that's who.
In Emmerdale?
Well, that's what they do. That's the secret weapon. You never know when they're going to strike.
Big wrong bloke if they think I'm going to be an hostage. Hey! Hey, you! No! In that van!
Toot on, yeah. Toot on.
Dad? What? There's someone in the caravan. You what? What are we going to do?
Dump them and get the hell out of it, that's what. Pull over.
What's happened?
I think they've gone.
Aye, the ones that brought us, maybe.
What are you on about?
Well, they might just be the ones who delivered us. For all we know, the caravan could be completely surrounded.
Do you want me to go out and have a look?
No, stay where you are. They could be armed.
they're not the only ones.
Who'd do a thing like this?
Yobs, the sort that nick cars for joyriding. New way of getting their kicks, I suppose.
Should we phone the police, see what's happening?
Well, they said they'd let us know if there was any news.
Shh. Listen.
Let's take it careful till we know what we're up against.
Oh! Oh, heck.